Good
everyone, thank you for having us. We're so pleased and so lucky just to be here. So my name is Lauren and I'm an early childhood teacher. And so that's been the premise for how I've come around to get the idea for DIGMYIDEA, because I wanted to help teachers meet with Māori knowledge. And so what's happened is we're trying to create a platform which provides authentic multicultural experiences and knowledge through a peer-to-peer platform. So I really love it because I think that it has the capacity to create Māori economy, it's mana enhancing, and it creates jobs for people. So that's a really big thing, is having a job and having something to do and feeling like you're valued within your community, One of the biggest things about it as well is that although other places are doing it, like Airbnb experiences, they don't have the same relationships and trust that's already been built within our communities, and they're not Māori, and they probably don't have the inclination to try and engage very small pockets of communities. That it's probably a lot easier for them to just leave it be. So one of my questions was, how can we gain better access to cultural experience and knowledge, and can we bridge the gap? So the biggest thing was expert knowledge is this upper echelon, and there's only about 65 translators in New Zealand who are qualified and who actually work and help supply translating needs to the whole of New Zealand. So expert knowledge is it's a really small area. So I thought if we could widen this to bicultural knowledge and start to help people understand that the things that they know and they do naturally, they're really valuable to other people. So bicultural experiences, the things that you do at home, like you make oil up and you weave and you make koi and things like this, they can all it's transferable, it's valuable to other people. Okay. So local, national and global. So for us, local is Māori, national is the whole nation is Kiwis, and global is the overseas market and also how we would go global. So locally, for Māori, I think there is a lot of value to be had, just personally, like money-wise, with the jobs, but it's within the mana enhancing. But also they can make human connections. They can have a good time and learn stories from other cultures that they would actually have to travel and spend money and leave their families to get. And maybe they don't have the type of job where traveling is easy. Maybe they want to be at home. So this is a great opportunity for them to make worldwide connections. Nationally, we're a bicultural nation, so how do we stay true to that? Because it's said a lot, but is it done a lot? And if we had a platform which provides a lot of trustworthy and expert knowledge on just one tier, then maybe that would help a whole range of businesses and organisations actually stay true to biculturalism, and it will grow our country's uniqueness. And globally, we will create value for people coming into New Zealand. They will come here, have a great experience. That isn't just watching someone perform. It's once again human-centered and it's connected and it's about people. Globally, we can also take the platform and take it outwards. So we can recreate it in other countries and other cultures. These are the 5 overarching areas that were chosen, but it could expand a lot more. So initially, the problem for me was trying to figure out how to I wanted to focus on education. I really wanted to be for teachers, but the reality is this is all experiential learning. So all of these, all 4 of them are the arts, health and wellbeing, cuisine, outdoors and adventure. That could all be experiential learning that can be taken within early childhood education or within the primary sector and used quite easily. So it's quite easy to figure out what a health and wellbeing experiences that is bicultural could be. It could be like miri and romi, or it could be learning about rongoa and kawa and stuff like that. Or cuisine could be like being invited to a hāngi and helping create it. The most exciting part is tōhungatanga, which is specifically for New Zealand. So tōhungatanga is about creating expert knowledge and utilising what iwi's already have. So, for example, it might be Māori business experts or people who do 540 or do 440 and bless and open places and help businesses and organisations structure themselves in a way that once again is true to New Zealand. overarching revenue stream would be 10% of each transaction for all 5 areas, but tōhongatanga would have a subscription model attached to it. So, and that's because obviously it's a more expert area, and these people have spent their whole lives working to get themselves to that level. These are just some quick examples of what the user experience would look like. So that's the user experience on the left, and on the right it's promo, trying to encourage people to buy in and engage and want to provide the experiences, which is actually the hardest part. And that's an example of, this is Candy, she's going to make call up and that they want to agree with someone, and that's an example of what it could look like. And now I'll pass you along to Charlie, who's going to talk about community engagement and word of mouth, which is what we're going to do.
My responsibility within the team, the Tikanga team, Tikanga X team, is to ensure that its engagement with the Māori community is culturally sensitive and is deeply embedded with the Māori values of tika, pono and aroha. I have recently retired from a 30-year-old career in Māori education and development. During that time, I held several senior positions. These are a few. Dean of Faculty, Māori Education, Unitek. Manukau Manager, Manukau Airport, Auckland Airport. Te reo ngā tikanga iwi facilities. Te reo ngā tikanga and human resources, Māori Television. Director, iwi affiliations, relations. Te reo ngā tikanga, Treaty of Waitangi. Manukau City Council. Together with the experiences I bring and the skills that I bring from this 30-year-old career, together with the understanding and the cultural engagement and experience that I have with Māori, surely gives this team the tools and clearly demonstrate A, that it has the ability to affect our idea in producing a positive impact upon the Māori community and within and in the wider society. And B, to clearly articulate and quantify the social, economical and environmental impact on both these parties. In closing, I would like to thank you for giving our team this opportunity. The other thing is that we love your company brand, which I have here, and it recites, Ruku hia te wahi moro, he maunga teitei whetū. Explore the unknown, pursue excellence. We've taken one from our queers and we've added to it, just to give it some, give it a bit, make it a bit sweeter. There's something like this. Whaia te tikahurangi, ki o momoia, ki ta tuahu koe, me he maunga teitei. No reira kia koutou, tēnā koutou, kia ora hui mai tātou.
Look, that's awesome. And great to see the kind of passion and enthusiasm come through from your career backgrounds for you guys, and how you can bring that to life. Can you just explain to us a little bit about what the delivery of this might look like?
So the delivery might look like, do you mean like the platform?
Platforms, and what does this look like?
it would look quite similar to Airbnb experiences. So it's like pretty much a take on that because we know it's tried and true. So we're like, well, that would work. That would be indigenous for me. So changed up to be like more local and changed for our unique.
Our unique value proposition here is like the way we do it, because the Maori always has a very specific way of doing very specific things, and that's where our name comes from.
No te toa Afrika tēnei, o ako ia, Elise, good.
And so you have that capability around you, or what's the
I feel like I have the I feel like I have like the most difficult part would be the buy-in from Māori, and that's what so I feel like I have the capabilities to. So I'm doing a master's in technological future, so I think I have all of the business and I have business support. I have all the people around me who can support me with that. But the most difficult part is definitely buying into the Māori community and engaging them and mobilising them. And I think that's where Charlie would really help. So
If I can just add to that, but my work experience includes Tamaki Makaurau, where we hope to start, should we be successful. Now, I've lived in here for about 20 years, all right? So I know Ngāti Hapu Mga, iwi katoa. Then we have Tainu, Manukau, South Auckland. I know that area, I've worked in that area. And then I also know Ngāpui, where I was head of department, Māori department at the Bay of Islands College. And so I'm aware of how these people interact. I'm also aware of the nowhere. Kei wānini ia rātou. And I know, with the experience I have, how to bring those people together.
So I think your passion is so wonderful. It's awesome to sit here and receive it. Can you just tell a little bit about where you are in the journey? Like, when did you have the idea, and what have you done since then? And what are you thinking the next steps will be?
So I started a few years ago. I started to create Aroha, which is a business, and I really wanted to support Māori for teachers to engage in more Māori, and it's kind of like keeps along the same lines, but it's kind of changed a little bit. So I've gotten broader, and I realised that this is like a nationwide thing. So in my journey, I'm definitely up to the part where I need to start creating. Like, I need to make it better. So I feel like, I need to start doing, and I need to do it so that I can know what actually is really going to work and what's not going to work.
Yeah, I love the design, the layout, really clear, articulate. Your presentation was awesome. The energy was great. Obviously, as a platform player, you're clearly aware of exactly what this is like and what potentially up against. Can you just talk a little bit about the build of the team around you to build the platform, or what do you think will be kind of required around that? Because it's clearly, obviously a big sort of team platform.
I actually think I probably need a CEO. Like, to be really honest, as I'm more creative, and Charlie's maybe Charlie could do it, but he's retired, and I wouldn't want to put that kind of pressure on someone. And he's also got so many human connections, but I think we'd need somebody like a young, vibrant Māori CEO who could probably do all the logistical stuff and organise certain things, but that could come later. I could probably do quite a lot before it got to the point where we needed that kind of person to organise it. So, and I think the team would grow, and I think, like marketing and stuff like that, all those little things would be needed as well.
I'm here as well to give some technical advice because I've done IT. I worked in the ICT field for long years, maybe around 15 years. So I do have a lot of broad knowledge about different technologies in IT, being it cloud services, blockchain, all these different new technologies. But in this platform, all we need is just a platform of being it in a cloud or even hosted locally. It's just technical decisions, but all we have to do is just build the platform, the design, an elegant design, very attractive and reflect the Maori arts and culture, and very simple. And then the database that we will build, opening it, and all the data that we gather, and the interaction with the Maori society. And I know this kind of platform always build up, so it always has to have the early adapters. And it all depends on how many early adapters we get into the such portal, and then the rest of the customer will hop in as long as they see there is a value in it.
Yeah.
So that's where the early adapters, that's where Charlie will help us in getting jumping into that market, and from there, using our connections with the EVs and the communities, we can grow up. And the thing is, like, because big companies cannot compete with us in this market, because either they are not interested in that margin, because it's a very small market for them, be it here in New Zealand or even globally for small communities, or they don't have the necessary resources right now to expand and go in every local communities and do that. So once we do that, we know the question is like when they will start to look at us. So it's the very simple rule in most portal websites and social. It's like get big faster, and then once we get into that moment, our option is still open and valid. We can cooperate with those big companies, or we still have our own model. Once we build it and we have the data, we are ahead of any other competitor.
That's great. Kia ora, team. Wow, love the presentation. Pitch, very cool. It's a little bit tricky for me because I thought I knew what you were doing. Slightly changed, but anyhow. What I wanted to ask you was your platform. Can you tell us a little bit more about the technology behind, what you're doing and how you're going to build this? Because it sounds like you've got a good understanding about how it's going to work and what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've put a lot of thought into the tikanga, multi-tanger side of things. With your new name, Tikanga X. But yeah, can you just tell me a little bit more about what your platform looks like and the technology behind it, really, just so we can get a better understanding of it.
So I might think about, oh my gosh, that's a hard question. Okay, so could we copy the, replicate a model of the back end of another platform, and then potentially get maybe, or we can do it ourselves and get people to create it just the way we want it.
Yeah, well, basically it's not, for me it's the platform is not the main the value that we will have. Our value actually will be on the database and the data that we have. The more connections with the society and community we make, the more our company or our project will be valued. So the more data we got. Now the platform for us is just the user interface. Of course, we have to follow the normal guidelines of simplicity and authenticity and the design that reflect the Maori arts and culture. Again, it just could be a simple website, or it could be a website and Apple iPhone and an Android application as well, or it just could be a simple website that is really well designed, that fit for both Apple iPhone and Android iPhones as well. So with your ICT experience in this sort of space, how long do you think it will sort of maybe take you to build the website and platform? How much do you think it will kind of cost? Yeah, you have a simple.
We estimated about 200K, but we were doing like 2 designs for 100K. But I want to try and get this done through, like startup weekends, and just go. If anything can be done on the cheap, we'll try and do it.
It must be the study you're doing with tech futures, but there's a number now that somebody said that makes sense. So that number, without even knowing much about that, is a good ballpark figure.
I think this is important. If I could just share this share this with you. I'm not related to Lauren. She came to me about a year ago and she wanted me to be her mentor. That was fine when she was in her job, but when she took this master's, I said, but she said, I need you because of the Māori values that you have. And then when she showed me, I was still unconvinced. And when she said she's going to put it in, I'm still was unconvinced. When we got the note to say it, I was still unconvinced because I wasn't quite clear. And from the knowledge I have it from the Tika Māori side of the Akareta. But however, you know, in this short time, she's gone from here to here. She tries to pay me, you know, core system, no. Look, I'm an old Kumata, I've got something to share with you, I'll give it. But I said, however, mena ka wini a tātou tēnei, whakamātātou, he and I will go to in about 10 years' time and say, we'd like a couple of million, please. And this fellow here, from South Africa, first time that he's done that, a little wee haka for her. That's where she's from. So I got him to do. Kia ora.
She's a smart lady and lucky to have you guys working with her, so kia ora.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.